right, good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well. So, we have some current events for you, and today's date is April 20th, 2020. So, some of the top headlines, as you can see, there's been a drop in oil prices. Now, this is very interesting. They said oil prices have dropped and hasn't been this low since 1946. That was right after World War II. And the reason for this is demand is has dropped. There's no demand. They're having issues of storing their oil. In fact, I was reading this article when it came out last night, and they updated. It said the prices haven't been this low as far as gas is concerned back since 1999. Now, I don't know if gas prices are going to drop that low. In fact, I was reading an index of what was the gas prices back in 1999, and the average was about $1.43. So I don't know if gas is going to get that low. It would be great if it does, but where are you going to go? Everything is shut down. So to gas can be $1, and you go fill up your tank, but where are you going to go? Most things are shut down. But it shows you that this whole COVID-19 issue is impacting a lot of industries, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Hopefully, gas will keep going down, so then when it reopens, um, we can be at a good, a good level when it comes to having to pay for gas. Now, here's another one. Speaking of oil prices and the economy, I want to talk about here. Okay, so this came out today, and as they are seeing an increase in lockdowns across the United States, we're also seeing a rise in poisonings from cleaners. Has it been easy to find Clorox wipes or any type of Lysol sprays lately? Well, look at this. Many people have been buying this up, but the problem is people are getting sick. We have babies that are getting hold of these chemicals and they're passing out and getting dizzy. And we also had the story of one woman who was, look what people are doing now. And some of you may be doing this. One woman was actually, I hear this, she was soaking her in a sink containing bleach and vinegar and hot water. So all the chemicals made her dizzy, and she was coughing and wheezing. And so there has been calls to poison centers lately that have risen up to 20% from last year. And all of that is because of the high uh, demand and the high consumption of these sprays. So if you're going to use these cleaners, you're in a well ventilated area, and make sure you're not um, mixing different chemicals because that can be deadly in certain cases. Now, I don't know if all of you were aware, if you take a look at, okay, there's been a lot of protests going on now. So, because of the coronavirus and the shutdown of, as you all know, schools and restaurants, bars, barbershops, you name it, because of all this, many people are starting to protest and are getting fed up now, and they want the economy to reopen. Now, the pressure is they're warning if they reopen, there has to be enough tests to test people for COVID-19. And this is interesting. I mean, here's a list of some of the states. So we had rallies across the weekend in Arizona, Colorado, Montana, and Washington, where people were out there protesting and they want their governors to reopen the state. I'm curious to see once they reopen, is there going to be a surge in the cases, or is it going to remain the same, or is it going to keep decreasing? So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. By the way, when they start reopening things out here in our state, they're still going to keep the schools closed, unfortunately, for the rest of this year. Although some of you guys may be happy about that, but schools will remain closed. It's interesting to see because they had a lot of Trump supporters at these rallies, and they're not practicing social distancing. Many of them aren't wearing masks. So I don't know. The interesting part about this whole coronavirus, things may not return back to normal. So we may see a situation where We don't know how that's going to look in the classroom. Maybe, I mean, I might have to be teaching with a mask on, pointing to the board in a mask. And you guys might have to wear a mask at school. And who knows? But we definitely know that things are going to change as a result. Now, sad to report, this happened yesterday. There has been a shooting in Nova Scotia. This is an area in Canada. And right now they're saying 18 people have been killed. And the man who did it was a 1-year-old man. And they said that he was dressed up and he looked similar to a police officer. And they said he was killing people at random. Now, this is sad to report. And my heart goes to the victims' families of this tragic act that occurred yesterday. In the midst of all this, with the coronavirus running around and other issues in life, people also have to worry about the shooting that took place. And now they're kind of scared and fearful in certain parts of Canada. So my heart goes to them. And this just shows how crazy the world that we live in. But hopefully things will get better as we keep progressing. And last event that I have is here it is. I know, sorry, there's been a lot of coronavirus updates. That's the main thing they're talking about. One way, if you're feeling depressed or sad about all this coronavirus stuff, stop watching the news because they're saying that that's making people depressed because it's a lot of bad stuff. And lastly, now they're saying there's a coronavirus vaccine that may be available by August. In Great Britain, that's enough of Trump right now. Okay. In Great Britain, um, there are researchers that are testing 400 people. So 400 people are being tested um, for this vaccine to see if it works or not. Would you be tested for the vaccine? I don't know. Now, I didn't see in this article how much they're being paid. Perhaps they did, but I didn't see that. But now notice, here's the big part we want to focus on. If we have vaccines ready by August, does that mean they're going to require people to get vaccinated? Does it mean that maybe they'll require all elderly to get vaccinated? Is that another vaccine that school students are going to have to take? So there are a lot of questions here. Remember, like we found in U.S. history, whenever this is what to your rights, they slowly get chipped away. It's kind of like if you are cutting down a big tree. If the tree is too big and you cut, you're chipping away at it. Chip away, chip away, chip away. And then eventually, one last time, you can just cut the whole tree down. So notice what's happening with our rights. Every time there's a crisis, and you all know from examples, you can go back to, let's start at World War One. The Espionage and Sedition Acts, we started telling people we're going to fine them or throw them in jail if they spoke out against the war or the government. Go up to World War II, because of Pearl Harbor, they rounded up Japanese Americans. You see that? Keep going. Keep going up to 9/11. When that happened, Twin Towers, we had the Patriot Act. And so now we have 2020, the COVID-19 epidemic. There are a lot of laws. There are some places people can't even leave their house. And so what we are noticing every time there is an issue or there is a big crisis, rights will be chipped away. But anyway, these are the current events for today, April 21st to April 20th. Again, I'll try to do this more often. It gets a little difficult because I have a lot of other things going on and posting assignments, and you guys see me making math videos, a squared, b squared, and all that stuff. So it's hard to sometimes zero in on these current events, but hopefully I'll be able to do more of these. And I hope everyone is staying well, staying safe, and staying informed. Blackburn out.